Hey everyone, it's Jessica at Pretty Prints and Paper, and today I'm going to show you how I'm setting up my weekly with various cameos from my cat shadows in the upper part of this video. But what I'm starting with is this ruler in my May Designs notebook, my G2 pen, Tombows, some chalk ink, and my weekly tracker stamp. So let's get started. This video is twice as fast, so keep that in mind as you watch it. I'm using this cool effect by blending two Tombows together for my lines. I love using color because it makes it a lot more fun to look at throughout the week, so I incorporate it and change it up every week depending on how I'm feeling. So just like the brush tips blend together, the bullet tips also blend together, and I can't remember who I got that idea from, so I'm so sorry. But what I'll do is, now that I've used the weekly a couple times, I can flip back and kind of mark what lines I'm drawing in so that I can section it off pretty quickly. I'm creating the main structure of my weekly by drawing in the lines for the main task section at the top, and then that middle part is the gratitude log, and then the bottom part is my expense tracker. So depending on how much space I want to give those things, I will adjust. So if I have a light week, I actually will make the task box smaller, and if I know that I want to write down a lot for gratitude, I'll make that box a little bigger, etc. You know that I use the 5-day weekly, so I'm splitting it up 5 sections instead of the 7. And I've done it enough times where I know that I'm counting 9 boxes in from the edge to draw that last line. Wednesday is kind of a pain sometimes, so keep that in mind if you ever want to try this 5-day weekly. And now I'm going in and just adding some simple headers. I usually use faux calligraphy for this, and you've seen a couple of my other videos where I feature that as well. So I'm just jotting that in at the top now that I have the main structure down. I use a really simple, just MON 18 or whatever the number of the day is. Since I already know what month it is, I tend to skip that part. Sometimes I'll do a weather icon with the highs and lows of the week, especially because in Minnesota you never know what it is you're going to get, and I've walked outside a lot of times without an umbrella. So this week I'm not doing it, but I know that in the past I have featured that. This new thing that I do, well, relatively new, is I've started adding a dotted line at the top, so I don't break up the spread completely, but it adds a designator that these are my top 3 tasks for the day. In my work, it's very interruptive, and so I want to make sure that I kind of take control over what are the 3 things that I need to accomplish today to make me feel productive or keep balls rolling. And then, of course, my favorite thing is this weekly stamp that I got from Atelier Dreams. I will link that in the bottom below, but I just use a chalk ink to set that at the bottom. I love it because it's right there. So that's, again, my task box, my gratitude box, and my expenses box. I love having my professional tasks on the left and my personal tasks on the right. And then whatever I want to use this right section for, I will just create different sections. Now this part is actually the part that will take the longest, is that I will go in and add in the stuff that's on my Google Calendar. I don't use the future log from the traditional bullet journal system, so I do go in and refer to my Google Calendar and write in the existing appointments that I have with that circle bullet signifier, and then sketch in some of my evening commitments. And I space them out relatively to the part of the day that they're happening, and then I will add in the tasks. And migrate whatever I have going on from last week to tackle this week. That's all I have for you today. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, whatever, but I hope that you enjoy it. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!